Okay, listen up. This is a Code Ninja Security Advisory. We're coming to you with an urgent briefing on an active and, frankly, widespread supply chain attack. Your immediate attention is absolutely critical.
We've confirmed a critical supply chain compromise, and it's hitting the open source ecosystem hard. This is not a drill, people. This is live. The vulnerability is being tracked as CVE-2025-54313. And the main way in? It's a hugely popular NPM package, eslint-config-prettier. If you're in the JavaScript world, you almost certainly know it. All right, let's get into the specifics. We're about to break down exactly what this threat is and what you need to do about it right now.
So what exactly is CVE 2025-54313? Well, it's a high-severity vulnerability, clocking in with a CVS score of 7.5. What that means is that malicious code was secretly injected into several versions of this package. The moment you install it, bam, it allows for remote code execution. And the number one target? Developer machines just like yours.
Now, before we go any deeper into the technical details, we need to do a quick comms check. This is standard operating procedure. We need to make sure this intel is getting to you.
So, let me ask you, is your intelligence feed active? Because if you're not getting these briefings the second they drop, you are operating in the dark, and you're leaving a huge gap in your defenses. First things first, subscribe, and this is the important part. Hit that notification bell. Threats like this move way faster than patches. You need to get our intel briefings the moment they go live. Speed is your best defense here.
Second, hit that like button. Think of it as your digital signature, acknowledging you've received this critical intelligence. It helps us confirm that the message is getting out there.
And finally, sound off in the comments below. Let us know your status. Are you running a vulnerable version? Have you already patched? This isn't just for conversation. This feedback is absolutely vital for us to gauge the real-world blast radius of this attack. Okay, comms check complete. Good. Now, let's proceed to the deep dive. We're going to walk through the anatomy of this compromise step by step.
So how did the attackers pull this off? It was a classic but effective kill chain. It all started with a very convincing phishing email sent to the package maintainer. That email tricked them into giving up their NPM token on a Typo-squatted domain. Get this, npm.js.com. Sneaky, right? With that golden ticket, the attacker just waltzed in and published Trojanized versions of the package. The second an unsuspecting developer installs one, an install.js script quietly executes a malicious DLL, cleverly named node-gyp.dll to avoid suspicion, and it was specifically targeting Windows systems.
Now let's talk about the impact. Just how big is the blast radius for this thing? You have to understand, this isn't some obscure niche package. We're talking over 30 million weekly downloads. That creates a massive, and I mean massive, attack surface. A huge portion of the entire JavaScript development community was put directly at risk.
And the attackers were very specific about who they were targeting. The payload was built for one thing, Windows. That means any developer working on a Windows machine was a target. And even more concerning, any automated CI/CD build pipelines running on Windows were also on the crosshairs. If you're on Linux or Mac OS, you dodged this particular bullet as the payload wouldn't run.
But it didn't stop with just one package. Once the attacker had the maintainer's token, the infection spread. On your screen right now is the full list of every affected package and the specific compromised versions. Pause here if you need to. You need to audit your systems against this list immediately.
And things escalated fast. The initial breach happened back on July 18th. By January of the next year, CISA, that's the U.S. Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, had added it to their Known Exploited Vulnerabilities catalog. That's official confirmation that, yes, this thing is being used in the wild by attackers. And that lit a fire, triggering a federal patch deadline just a few weeks later. The clock is ticking.
All right, this is the most important part of the entire briefing. Let's cover the mitigation protocol. These are the actionable steps you need to take to lock down your environment right now.
Okay, there are 4 steps. Step 1, audit your lock files. I'm talking package lock.json, yarn lock, you name it. Scan them for any of the versions we listed. Step 2, pin your dependencies to known, safe versions. Upgrade immediately. Step 3, and this is non-negotiable, assume you've been compromised. If you installed a bad version, you have to rotate all of your secrets on that machine, all of them. API keys, tokens, SSH keys, the whole shebang. And step 4, go on the hunt. Scan your entire file system for that malicious node-gyp.dll file and start monitoring your network for any weird outbound traffic from your dev machines or build agents.
To be crystal clear, for eslint-config-prettier, you need to be on version 8.10.2 or higher, 9.1.2 or higher, or 10.1.8 or higher. For everything else on that list, update it or just get rid of it. And look, here's the real kicker. Enable multi-factor authentication on your NPM account. Do it today. This one simple step could have shut this entire attack down before it ever started.
Now, to wrap this up, I want to touch on the ethics of all this, because the human element here and the transparency is incredibly important for the health of our entire open source community.
The package maintainer, John Kin, was totally transparent from the moment this happened. This quote says it all. He immediately took ownership, acknowledged he was tricked, and took action. He revoked the token, deprecated the bad versions, and got clean ones out. This right here is the gold standard for responsible disclosure. It's a real testament to the character of the folks who volunteer their time to support the ecosystem we all rely on.
And that concludes this security advisory. The ball is in your court now. Audit your systems, apply these mitigations, and double-check your dependencies. Remember, defending our software supply chain is a collective responsibility. It's on all of us. Stay secure.